there was the great debate whether or not to honor or not Shohei Ohtani as he returned to Anaheim for the first time for a regular season game wearing enemy colors. Now, he was introduced and greeted with mostly applause, although the stadium was half full. It was mostly Dodger fans. Big Blue Wave took over Anaheim. The Halos showed a Jumbotron graphic of Ohtani's personal accolades with the Angels. However, they did not flash the sizzle reel. They did not put that on the scoreboard for the fans to watch highlights of Ohtani back with the Angels. So let us discuss thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the Angels making the right call here not to have a formal video tribute for Shohei Ohtani as he returned to the Big A with the Dodgers. So I've got Shaggy, Dickens, and Vapor Trail. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to partay is what we're going to do. So first of all, to answer the question, thumbs up, thumbs down on the Angels making the right call not to have a formal video tribute. I'm going to go thumbs up. All right, I'm going to go thumbs up, just keeping it real. Enough is enough. These cornball video tributes for athletes returning to teams have gone completely overboard. It started out as a nice thing. It was kind of cool, and now everyone feels like they have to do it. It's become ceremonial background noise is what it is. And it's inconsequential because everyone is getting these things. Why does every single athlete deserve a ceremonial welcome back? And it's September now. Ohtani has played almost an entire baseball season in Dodger blue. And spoiler alert, the Angels already did this anyway. They had a brief video that they played on the scoreboard when Ohtani visited the Big A back in a spring training game in the month of March. So they've already checked that box for those of you hardos that are like, we have to do it, you have to do it. They did it. And Angels owner Artie Moreno, who's not very good at running a baseball team, but he's keeping it real, right? He's keeping it real. He's humming bars of that old Shaggy tune, keeping it real, right? This is authentic. There's no need for phoniness. The wound is still fresh. Not only did Ohtani vacate the Big A, this had nothing to do with Southern California. He didn't go to Toronto. John Paul Morosi said he was going to Toronto. He didn't go to Toronto. He didn't go to San Francisco or New York or Boston, any of the usual suspects. Instead, he's like, hey, I like the lifestyle in California, Southern California, but I don't want to play for your team. I'm going to go play for the Dodgers. I'll stay in the same market. And I'll go from the outskirts and I'll go to the belly of the beast. And he got all this deferred money and circumvented the People's Republic of California tax code. And so he's laughing all the way to the bank until he's like 80 years old. All right, now secondly, following up on the Ohtani story, he was asked recently about the hypothetical scenario about the possibility the Angels would have matched, would he have stayed in Anaheim if the Angels had matched the Dodger offer? Now, Ohtani tap danced around that question. The question, he said the Angels never did offer to match the Dodger contract. Are you surprised by the response? So the way I'm going to approach this one, I'm going to give this one a little side eye here because Ohtani has been programmed. He is a big fan of Dickens. Charles Dickens, the artful Dodger. Shohei Ohtani's lips are moving, and he has the ability to say nothing in multiple languages, although he often uses an interpreter, but that is a skill. That is some Bull Durham level cliches and vague generalities, and it's impressive. He didn't give a straight answer. He hemmed and hawed and gave a 20-second soundbite, and there was nothing there. There was no meat on the bone. Where is the beef? There was none. All right, final thought. We move now to the Big Apple where the head of baseball ops, big shot David Stearns, he's in charge of the Metropolitans, he was asked about the MVP race. He said, "Well, he was asked, what does an MVP look like?" That was the question. And his response was, "I think he looks like the guy that runs out to shortstop at 7 o'clock." That's what he said. Now, he was referring to the Mets shortstop, of course. Now, Stearns added that Francisco Lindor may be in the midst of the greatest individual position player season in Mets franchise history. Now, may is a weasel word, but we'll address the comment in that context. So the Mets GM, David Stearns, head of baseball ops, openly campaigning for Francisco Lindor to win National League MVP and saying it's the greatest individual position player season in Mets history. Can Lindor get enough electoral votes to legitimately win the MVP? So in that regard, I'm going to give this some bug eye. This is a big helping of hyperbole. This is stand by your man. This is my shortstop. David Stearns didn't sign Lindor to that contract. He inherited Lindor, but he is helping pump the tires on his shortstop. And Lindor's had a fine season statistically, but there's a whole lot of hyperbole at the all-you-can-eat buffet. Lindor filling out the old stat sheet here, so the nerds love this. They're like, oh, man, this is great. They're getting all aroused. They got their pants around their ankles. They're so excited. However, here's the thing, right? Lindor, as good as he has been for the Mets, and he does actually play real baseball because he plays in the field. He's not a designated hitter. Still, he finds himself in the vapor trail of Shohei Ohtani's rocket ship, as Ohtani still has a couple weeks left to get to that 50-50 level. And as far as the other comment about this being the greatest individual season by a position player in Mets history, I think Mike Piazza's on line 1, David Wright's on line 2, and Carlos Beltran's on line 3. And hell, David, you go back to the old school, Darryl Strawberry probably wants to say something about that back in the day as well. He'd like to have a word. All of them would like to have a word with Stearns. But again, Lindor's been fine. Not the greatest season in Mets history. It's a good season. Good for him. He's making a gazillion dollars. You're supposed to play like that. You don't get extra credit for doing what you're supposed to do. That's why the Mets gave you the forever contract. Plus, you've got the other issue here that Major League Baseball marketing, they need Ohtani to win the honor. The Dodgers, yet again, next season are going across the Pacific as they have the Asian invasion as baseball continues to market their sport and sell overpriced T-shirts, hats, and jerseys to people all over there. And even as a DH, though, we are talking about intercontinental branding, adding to the legend, the fairy tale of Ohtani, that while recovering from a major medical procedure that does not allow him to pitch, he is still the bopper, much like me, Benny the Bopper. Worldwide marketing.